of the administrator and the prosecution in treating this aspect. In your letter, Mr. Witness, to Congressman Tupas, you said that in the name of Renato Corona et al., all right, items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 25 and 28. A total of 24 bears the name of Cristina Corona and Renato Corona. The rest, from item number 23, or item number 24, to number 45, excluding those that I mentioned, are not in the name of Renato Corona and Cristina Corona. So my question is, why did you write this kind of letter? You know that this is an impeachment case. You earlier said that this is an impeachment case. And in fact, you addressed the letter to the chief prosecutor. Now, this is a very serious case. You practically charged the Chief Justice and his wife of owning 45 properties. Now, how come you did that? I'm talking in fairness principle, nothing law. It has nothing to do with the law. It's just something about fairness. Could you please explain?
Yes, Your Honor. When I was requested for copies of documents that will point or have any relations to the actual properties of the Chief Justice and family, Your Honor, I was the impression that they would need materials and trace backs where the property emanates from. And so based on the capability of the computer that we are using, Your Honor, we just punch in the names of the people that were requested from us to do the search, Your Honor. And these are the family of the Chief Justice. And what we have, Your Honor, is a database, a data warehousing, wherein you only punch the keywords and everything else, Your Honor, is computer generated. So,
all right, let me start. Item 24. The name is Vicente Rojo Jr., married to Asuncion Basa. Now, how can you say that you punch a computer, that the name of Renato Corona and Cristina Corona will appear?
The trace back, Your Honor.
No, wait, so that we don't go around. Item 26. Spouses Rodel V. Rivera and Amelia E. Rivera. Item 27. Erlinda S. Castillo. Item 29. Maria Carla C. Castillo, married to Constantino T. Castillo. Item 30. Angelina T. Castillo, Constantino A. Castillo. Item 31. Constantino del Castillo et al. Item 32. Constantino del Castillo. Item 33. In the name of the National Housing Authority. Item 34. 35. In the name of Burgundy Realty Corporation. Now, item 38. In the name of Mirla Nelad Bahar, married to Generoso E. Bahar. Parenthesis, sold to Constantino T. Castillo III. Item 33. Constantino T. Castillo, married to Carla R. Corona. Item number 40. Daniel C. Encina, married to Dominica Atrero. Parenthesis, sold to Constantino T. Castillo. Item 42. Eugenio Coronado married to one M. Corona. Item 43, spouses Constantino Castillo Jr. and Angelino T. Castillo. Number 44, the name of Ismail A. Matay, which was mentioned by Senator Jinggoy. Now, you were asked, properties owned by Renato Constantino and his wife. Now, this is an official document. How could you, knowing that this is an impeachment case, how could you make such a document? I mean, it's an official function. You're officially asked. And you take a very cavalier attitude by assuming that the names that you mentioned are owned by Renato Corona. Oh, look at this. Your opening paragraph it is, pursuant to your official request for information relative to real estate properties registered in the name of Renato Corona et al., please find enclosed herewith certified true copies of title registered in their names. In their names is Renato Corona et al. As follows. Then you enumerated it. How come did you make this kind of letter?
First of all, Your Honor, we are not certifying that all of these properties are owned by the Chief Justice. What we submitted, Your Honor, are 45 documents, as we have previously presented, Your Honor. It is not our function to certify who is the owner, Your Honor. What we do is to issue certified copies of documents, Your Honor.
I read to you items where the names of Renato Corona or the wife do not appear. Now, why did you include them?
In the general name search, Your Honor, if you punch a name and that name will appear in any of any of the documents that were part of the database, Your Honor, it will show, and thereafter it's just machine generated, it will be printed, Your Honor.
You mean that is the system that you adopt in the National Land Authority?
For the search,
it's so careless, it's so gratuitous.
What we do, Your Honor, is that normally it's the TCT search, TCT number, and that will be more specific. We don't use normally the name search, Your Honor. It's only for this special purpose, Your Honor.
I don't want to argue with a witness because, well, that's your position. But let me ask the prosecution, because this bothers me. Prosecution, you already mentioned to media that Chief Justice Corona had 45 properties, you know. That was announced, 45 properties. It turns out, how many do you claim, may I know, defense? Defense. How many do you claim are owned by Renato Corona?
As explicitly stated by
6?
the Chief Justice, Your Honor, 5.
5?
5 properties,
All right.
Your Honor.
Assuming that what they claim is 5 versus what you initially claimed as 45, that's a lot of difference. And publicly stating that and media repeating it is terribly unfair. I'm talking only about unfairness, nothing legal. You present that there are 45 properties of Chief Justice Corona, while the defense says that they have only 5. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm not prepared to accept it. But how come, when you receive this letter, certain items here that I have read were not registered in the name of the couple, of the Corona couple? Then why did you announce? And initially, why did you announce to media that the Corona couple owned 45 properties? Why? Go ahead, please.
May I answer?
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm the one asking you.
Your Honor, I'm not aware of the media, about the media, because
My golly, my friends, there,
No,
your
because-
spokesman announced it.
that was
That's
based...
why, in my mind, I always thought that the Chief Justice is so rich owning 45 properties. That was what was stuck in my mind.
What happened? What happened there, Your Honor, was it was attached in a motion or a request for subpoena. So we just attached this list of coming from the Land Registration Authority, and this was the basis for the request for subpoena.
That's
And,
the same as the
media picked
Annex
it up.
A. You remember the Annex A, which turned out to be spurious? I mean, I'm talking about carelessness. No?
Just a minute. Counsel, do you mean to tell me that the basis of your request was documents or names from the Land Registration Authority?
Yes, Your Honor, this is the...
Who gave you those names?
No, the basis is this letter coming from the Land Registration Authority. So on...
But that is an offshoot of your letter to the Land Registration Authority. That letter that enumerated the 45 titles.
Correct, Your Honor. That was we attached this in the request for the issuance of subpoena dated January 12, 2012. This is our request to subpoena the Chief Justice, Maria Cristina Corona, for the purpose of explaining and bringing along documents stated therein. So the media picked this up, and that explains it, Your Honor. But here, during the formal offer of evidence, we only submitted 21 titles out of 45 titles, Your Honor, as was manifested earlier by this representation.
All right. You know, I don't want to say, but quite frankly, you misled the public by initially announcing 45. Is that fair? I mean, you just cannot say a person owns 45 and you are not sure. And then in an impeachment proceeding, I mean, it's just isn't done. I don't know how. Mention was made about Annex A. I mean, that it was appended to a, what do you call it?
This is
Now,
at request
I
for the
recall now
issuance
that
of
we had
subpoena.
also a problem with Annex A. Annex A, because you appended it to a, I don't know what, but this was what turned out to be a spurious or what's this? A bank document, but that's neither here nor there.
But
Just let me, so that you can answer this one. You see, we have to think about this because this hearing is a nationally televised hearing, and impressions are made by the public. And somehow, it affects also, the vibrations affect the members of the Senate. We are trying to approach this in as objective a manner as we could. And I think that we will try to do a good job. But it is sickening that this incident has happened. I was not even listening to the testimony of the witness until I got. This was given to us. This list was given to us in the course of the proceedings. So I read through it, and then I just thought that I'm just addressing this prosecution, Land Registration Authority. I'm not an expert in punching or what, so I wouldn't know. But I cannot imagine that a machine, you punch it and a name appears, then the corona, there's already a connection with corona. I mean, is that how these machines work? Meaning, you can imagine, no? You're looking for corona. Then you punch a machine, then something else comes out, and then you don't double check it. What I'm saying to say, even if the name of corona appeared, you should have double checked it. Because this is an official document. This dated 10 January 2012. And you started, the first inquiry was, I think, can you please tell me, Mr. Witness, the first inquiry by phone, what date was that? I think January 4.
Around that time, Your Honor.
All right. January 4 was the first inquiry by phone
Yes, Your Honor.
of Congressman Tupas.
No, Your Honor. By the media, Your Honor.
By the media.
Media-
Oh, see?
media.
By the media. The request of Congressman Tupas was what date? Also by telephone. No, by letter. When was it?
Before January 10, Your Honor.
All right. So media asked you January 4. Then it's 10 January, your answer is dated 10 January. No. Media was interested. The prosecution was interested. And you come out with this. With this list. I mean, Mr. President, I'm not passing judgment here, but I'm calling the attention here of the prosecution. But you have to be careful. I don't like to appear here as a judge, and then I am misled. Thank you very much.
I just want to understand the sequence. Congressman Tupas wrote you a letter inquiring about lands